But first, to breaking news. Within the past 15 minutes, the White House announced that the president will be sending cluster bombs to Ukraine. I need to ask you about that. And we are hearing rumors, the White House hasn't announced this, that the president is calling up reservists to beef up the Atlantic Resolve in Europe, the reservists in uniform on the ground. Let's start with the cluster bombs. What are they? How dangerous? How crazy is this?
Well, I believe the cluster munitions in question are the M864. I could be off on that designation, so people forgive me. It's a 155 millimeter artillery shell that's designed to deploy what's called dual purpose improved conventional munitions. Normally, 155 millimeter artillery shell is a singular high explosive charge. Here, depending on the design, I don't know if it's 40. It might be up to 70. I think the newer models have 40 because of it had been redesigned. Bomblets. So the shell goes out over the target. The artillery casing splits and the bomblets are scattered so that you get multiple explosions in a designated area. The purpose of these improved conventional munitions, they were designed as part of a program we called Assault Breaker back in the 1980s to break up a massed assault of enemy armor, enemy infantry in the open, a moving target that makes it more difficult for conventional singular artillery shells to impact with the DPICM. You can saturate a crossroads, et cetera, and get more potential for kill, PK. That's what they're looking for. And they're very effective. The problem with them is that they have a high dud rate. The original M864 was in excess of 14%. Now, the Pentagon will tell you that the newer models.
What does that mean? 14% of what, Scott?
Okay, let's say you deploy 100 omelets. 14 of them are going to be done. They're going to be on the ground. They haven't exploded. Now they're there, and later on a civilian can come by, step on them, child, an animal, a cow, and this has been happening in every war zone afterwards. After I see them,
aren't they either having some trouble hearing you? Aren't they either illegal or banned by treaty to which the United States and most NATO nations are a party?
No, there's a convention that has been entered into in the United Nations, voluntary in nature, in which nations have said that they won't use the DPICM cluster munitions because they represent a threat to civilians. But the United States is not a signatory, nor is Russia, nor is Ukraine. And right now, both Russia and Ukraine are using cluster munitions. But the irony here is that the United States has recognized the danger of these munitions. The U.S. Senate was apoplectic back in the 2000s when the Bush administration made a decision to continue using these because they needed them. If the North Korea ever came across the border, we needed these DPICM rounds to break up the North Korean assault. The same thing if the Russians ever did a massed armored assault, we'd need these. But here's the thing. Russia's not doing massed armored assaults. Right now, it's positional warfare. Russia's in trenches. And you know where DPICM is useless? In trenches. So this makes no sense. It's not going to help the Ukrainians whatsoever. It's a huge public relations nightmare for the Biden administration. It sets the United States back in terms of its moral standing. And as usual, this is a political gesture designed to appease sentiment in the United States that appears to be saying, what are we doing to help the Ukrainians? And Biden saying, look, we're giving them cluster munitions. It's not helping the Ukrainians at all. All this will do is extend the war, kill more people, and result in more dead Ukrainians.